You know, you don't have a lot of comedians doing homonyms on Facebook Live. God damn it, I care about you people. I don't mind it when a woman yells out another guy's name during sex. It's just when the guy answers. That is a bad sign. All this time, I thought the monster under the bed's name was Larry. Turns out it was just Larry. By the way, for you people at home, there are 300 people in this room, and I am bombing. I was wondering what Amish guys say when they're trying to pick up chicks. Oh, man, look how plain she is. There's nothing special about her at all. Hubba, hubba, look at that figure. My friends have been saying, Paul, you got to do the online dating. That's what everyone's doing now, the online dating. So I signed up with farmersonly.com, and now I'm dating a wonderful man named Zeke with 100 acres of prime bottom land in Tully. You don't have to be lonely. Get plowed by a farmer at farmersonly.com. Those farmers have the right idea. I think every profession should have their own dating site. If you're looking for some plumber's crack, call plumbersonly.com. If you want to give it cavity filled, call dennisonly.com. I should have stopped with plumbers. It was a little funnier than dentist, but I kept going.com. You've seen that commercial for Elite Singles? It's on all the time. Elite Single Dating Service. They show a bunch of elite single people doing elite things, yachting, playing polo, posing with a giraffe they just shot. Do we have any elite single people here tonight? I did not think so. They should have a dating site for the rest of us. Call it Schlubby Singles. Have schlubs do the commercials. Oh, I got tired of my dates asking me the same question all the time. What are you going to do with your life? Thanks to Schlubby Singles, the only question I get is, what flavored frozen Totino's pizza rolls do you want me to microwave? My date at Schlubby Singles was fantastic. First of all, he showed up at his '89 Ford Focus. Then we went to the all-you-can-eat buffet at the China Buffet. Then we went to Nice Egg to pay his electric bill because they were going to cut off his electricity. Then with everybody left over, we went to Walmart to shop for moo-moos. You can show up to a date in a snuggly at schlubbysingles.com. I can't get that jingle out of my head. You never forget a good jingle. Let me prove my point. Help me out here. Ace is the place with the... That was not helpful. Let's try it again. Give me a break, break me off a piece of that. All right, one more. The best part of waking up is... I'm sorry, I was thinking the other jingle from Johnson's Funeral Home. The best part of waking up is that you are not dead. Johnson's Funeral Home. 2 for 1 special all through March. Wednesday night is karaoke night. Ask about our layaway plan. I'm having more fun than all you people, even the people at home. And that's all that matters in this crisis. I think people should have their own jingles. It would save so much time getting to know somebody. They just walk up to you and you hear their jingle. Mary Hyde is really wide. Dave's a bad lay. Dave's a bad lay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Bill's full of shit. So, Easter's coming up. I love this time of year. I was born Catholic. Do you have any other Catholics in the audience? You can always tell the Catholics clapping because their hands have been broken by rulers. Oh, I'm Catholic. Ow, ow, ow. God damn it, Sister Helen. I was born Catholic. I haven't really been since then. I was never confirmed. I'm still on standby. But, as I was saying earlier, I remember the holidays. Easter coming up, and Christmas, of course, is the holiday where we celebrate the birth of Santa. Easter, they put Jesus in this cave, put a rock in front of the door. He couldn't get out. He was in there for like 3 days. And then The Easter bunny dug him out. So then Jesus went outside, saw his shadow, went back in for 6 weeks, came out again and hid some eggs. Halloween, a lot of people don't know how Halloween started. They were just finishing up the Last Supper. And Jesus said, you guys have outdone yourselves. How about some dessert? And then St. Larry said, I didn't think we'd get this far. I didn't make any, you know what? How about let's put the tablecloths on our head. We'll go trick-or-treating as ghosts. And that's how Halloween started. St. Larry was the 13th apostle. You never heard of him because he was the one taking the picture. I'm from Cortland, New York. Do we have any gym teachers in the audience? That's where they come from. I moved away for a while, just moved back. A lot of changes in upstate New York since I've been gone. Quick show of hands, who here does not have a meth lab in their shed? New York State Lottery, their slogan is, hey, you never know. I think that slogan is misleading. Not fair, it's not dishonest. I think the New York State Lottery slogan should be, hey, you pretty much know. If they're really being honest, their slogan would be, hey, if you were financially responsible, you wouldn't be desperately buying a lottery ticket. So $1 more. Sorry, I messed that up. But that's too long. I think the New York State Lottery slogan should be, hey, fuck it. Cuomo's going to get all your any money. I'm sorry. Could you excuse me for a minute? Great. Where was I? I was in the woods today with my dogs. Almost got run over by one of those four-wheel drive off-road things. I realized there's two types of people that enjoy the outdoors. There's the people that enjoy nature, and then there's the people who live to tear nature a brand new asshole. What do you mean I can't drive my monster truck through this endangered species area? I pay my taxes. I don't see these endangered species paying taxes. Running over things is a sport to these people. Sunday at the Montezuma National Wildlife Refuge. It's the Fuck Nature Monster Motorsport Rally Jam. Check out Kyle DeForestatio, the Off-Road Warriors 1800-wheeler, as it jumps over a whole herd of spotted salamanders laid end to end. Sweat with excitement when Kyle Killington's 9 million horsepower global warmer heats up the Earth's temperature by 7 degrees in a single lap. No one will be able to hear you scream when Dale Yellington's eardrum-bursting 300-decibel supersonic snow machine suddenly shatters the silence of a serene sunset and subsequently squashes your Springer Spaniel. And finally, freak out at the fireworks when Mitch Monsanto's genetically modified popcorn gruesomely guts a gaggle of gluten-free vegans gathered in a kale patch. It's environmental illness you'll be crazy to miss Sunday. Inbred kids under 12 admitted free with Aunt Mom or Uncle Dad. You know, I think that routine is worth the aneurysm. No, please. You're only spreading the germs with those claps. So this was in the news, among other things. Historians are now telling us that Adolf Hitler, not the other, had a tiny, deformed penis. And I don't know why we're just finding out about this now. I guess maybe they didn't want to make him look bad. But it just goes to show you, even if you have a tiny, deformed penis, it doesn't mean you can't go on to achieve big things. So, ladies, remember that after the show when I'm chatting you up. You can make up anything you want about someone after they're dead. There's nothing they can do about it. I just started the rumor that Abraham Lincoln had one big testicle and one small testicle that he nicknamed the North and the South. So spread that around. Let's see how far that goes. Did you know that Joan of Arc had a labia that was so large and floppy, she was actually able to pat herself out several times while burning at the stake. Caesar, ladies and gentlemen, had an anchovy-flavored taint that was so delicious they coined the term tossing a salad in his honor. And if you don't believe me, look it up on Wikipedia. As soon as I type it in. Just checking the time. So, you ever been watching TV and a drug commercial comes on with a cure for something you didn't know was a problem? Are your legs sometimes numb and tingly? Yes. Sometimes my legs are numb and tingly. You may be suffering from fibromyalgia. Oh, crap, I've got fibromyalgia. I thought it was from sitting on the toilet too long. Call me cynical. I think they're inventing ailments to sell more drugs. Is your scrotum all saggy and wrinkled? You may be suffering from scrotatia. Try new scrotazine. Within hours, your scrotum will be as smooth and silky as a Kenny G saxophone solo. Step out of the shadows. Show the world your healthy scrotum with scrotazine. And while you're freaking out about the disease you didn't know you had, that's when they slip in the side effects. They go fast, but you can still catch a lot of it. Side effects include massive hemorrhaging, rectal bleeding, and uncontrollable vomiting. If you notice pus rocketing from your urethra, call your doctor immediately. Permanent paralysis may occur. Do not take with alcohol, even though the excruciating pain resulting from our product may drive you to drink. We haven't even tested this on Ratsazine. It's not for everyone. So you may end up welcoming death with open arms. And right after those commercials, there's always the commercial from the law firm suing the drug company. Did your bloody ball sack fall off after using scrotazine? Do you have pus rocketing from your urethra? Call the insult injury law firm today. We'll sue the bastards for millions and leave you with pennies after we've taken our fees. And speaking of those law firms, ladies, please, help me out. What is vaginal mesh? Do I want to know? What are you, netting fish down there? See this 9-pound bass? I caught it on the banks of Sally's Cooch. Of course, that's from Burl Ives' third album. On the banks of Sally's Cooch. Everybody, we love to smooch. Nobody, probably better. Found out that all the juvenile delinquents that I went to high school with are now state troopers. I don't know what happened. They were delinquents when I left town. Now they're troopers. I think they got to go know the guys all down at the police station. Well, I've been arrested. I know how to arrest. I think I'll join the team and become a state trooper. I've already got a gun. All I need is a hat. I was pulled over on the way up here tonight by a guy that used to terrorize me in high school. It was really awkward. You know why I pulled you over? Because I was speeding, officer? No, because you suck. Then he asked me to step out of the car and gave me a wedgie. Thank you, officer. Nice seeing you again. So I was reading about Abner Doubleday, the guy who invented baseball. Very interesting. Way back in 1807. It was weird because back then they didn't have sports. They had, once in a while people would do a hoop roll. You've seen the pictures, everybody in town rolling a hoop down the street. That was the only sport they had. You going to the hoop roll? Are you kidding? I've got season tickets. So Abner Doubleday comes along with the most complex sport ever invented. You know that went over well. All right, let me get this straight, Abner. You got two teams, and they run around the bases? All right, so where do the hoops come in? No, Abner, you got to rethink this thing. And you know, at the beginning, he cheated. Abner did, because he's the only one that knew the rules. And anybody that invents their own national pastime's got to be an asshole. So at first, probably the first week, it was like one strike and you're out, you know? So Abner's up to bat, you know, and he gets a strike. And he's like, all right, time out, everybody. You know what? I think it should be 2 strikes and you're out. I am not making this up as I go along. 2 strikes, you're going to make the game last longer. All right, new rule, 2 strikes. You don't like it? Go invent your own national pastime. All right, we want a pitcher, not a pantaloon stitcher. Because it was the olden days. So now it's 2 strikes and you're out. Abner's up to bat. He's got a strike, and he gets another strike. And he's like, all right, timeout, timeout. Everybody huddle up by the catcher's mound. Because there was a catcher's mound the first 3 weeks. Hey, you know what, guys? I think it should be 3 strikes and you're out. You guys are paranoid. I'm not. No, 3 strikes and you're out. I've been thinking about it for a while. Sounds good. 3 strikes and you're out. Come on, guys. Have a little faith. Remember how much your arms hurt before I invented the baseball bat? Remember how dull the game was before Matthew Brady and I invented the kiss cam? Remember how gross the game was before when foul balls were spelled with a W? And every time you hit one, there were blood and feathers everywhere. Come on! All right, pitcher, throw one of those 3-mile-an-hour fastballs you've been bragging about. I'm going to hit it over 5th base. A lot of people don't know this. Abner Doubleday died playing baseball. He was ripped in half by his teammates in a ritual that would one day be known as the 7th inning stretch. I like golf. Do we have any golfing people in the crowd? I like seniors golf. I think that's the most exciting sport there is because sudden death is always 1 stroke away. So anyway, whenever I start going out with someone, it's always a race to see which one of my shortcomings is going to get in the way first. And how can he fuck it up? Derby is about to start. The track is muddy, and so is the outlook for any future dates. And Paul's excuses are at the post. There's the bell, and they're off. And taking the early lead, it's the odds-on favorite. You're old and you're fat, followed by you're losing your hair and you don't have a job. And you're old and you're fat and you're losing your hair, are neck and neck, but you don't have a job is hanging in there on the outside. And coming up in the middle of the pack, it's you're trying too hard. You live with your dad, broccoli farts, and you keep mentioning your turkey neck. And as Paul's excuses enter the first clubhouse turn, you're old and you're fat is leading by a furlong, but making a break in the back of the pack, it's you told her you loved her on the first date. Followed by 3-inch long nose hairs. You can't get it up, and you're a reminder of her grandfather. And as Paul's excuses leave the far turn into the home stretch, you're old and you're fat is way out in front, but wait a minute, coming up on the inside rail, it's you told her you loved her on the first date. It's you're old and you're fat, you told her you loved her, you're old and you're fat, and you told her you loved her on the first date, wins by a nose. This relationship is over in record time. And so is my set. Good night, everyone. Carrie, are you coming up to Here We Go?
Thank you. Paul Kozlowski, everybody. And how about a hand for our 2 comedians, R.J. McCarthy and Justin Jackson. Thank you very much. Thank you for braving the wilds of Auburn and coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you'll stay with us. I hope you'll support Auburn Public Theater. We will support you. Stay healthy out there. We'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.